Hello, and thanks for joining us for the Farming Today podcast. I'm Kaz Graham, and in this edition, we meet the ancient cattle of Wales and new plans from the Food Standards Agency to protect small abattoirs. But some critics say the whole system needs an overhaul.
We're not satisfied with the level of services provided by the Food Standards Agency, and it's particularly in the small premises which have extremely high standards, as our whole industry does. And so we see a gross level of bureaucratic oversight that is not necessary.
More on that shortly. First, though, a holiday over the festive period might sound a bit like an unlikely Christmas miracle to many livestock farmers. Feeding stock and milking cows are jobs that do not end neatly for a nice 2-week Christmas break. Some farmers struggle to get a holiday at any time of year because they can't or they don't want to leave their animals. But help is at hand. Nathan and Tracy Wall used to be tenant farmers on the Dorset-Wiltshire border, but now they roam the country looking after farms for a flat rate of £100 per 24 hours, giving their customers a well-earned break. Our reporter Bob Hockenhull joined them on their travels.
Down the lane, a 7.5-tonne lorry arrives. On board is Nathan Wall and his wife Tracy. So what's this job you've come to, Nathan?
It's a little small holding. She's got about 35, 40 animals. She's away for 2 weeks on holiday, and we've come to look after it all for her.
Hi,
You all right?
how are you?
Yeah, not so bad.
They've come to this remote location where Margaret Bennett and husband John farm a herd of Swiss Valais black-nosed sheep.
We've got them all split up in little groups. Sorry about that, but
No, that's
these are my showgirls. They're all pregnant.
Food-wise, what they having all their mixes.
They've got all their mixes. It's all written down on
The Bennetts are about to go away on a 2-week Norwegian cruise, entrusting Nathan and Tracy to look after their animals while they're away.
So I'm very reluctant to leave my animals, but in all fairness, we've not had a holiday since pre-COVID, so we felt we desperately need to go away and have a little break. So Nathan and Tracy, I just feel they're so experienced in what they do, and I just feel that I can leave my very spoilt sheep and dogs and my little imaginary and leave them in their care.
Nathan and Tracy's farm-sitting business takes them to many corners of the country, looking after all sorts of stock.
It could be anything from sheep, which it is here, menagerie of things, chickens, ducks, goats, cattle, you name it, we'd do it. But we just go in and look after them while they go on holiday.
And why did you decide to set it up?
Up until 2 years ago, Tracy and I, we had our own livestock, and we always found it extremely hard to get away. We thought, well, why not, give other people that chance to go away? And of course, at the same time, we get to see a bit of the countryside. We get to see lots of different places, meet lots of lovely people. Yeah, enjoy what we do, which is looking after livestock.
Give us an idea of how far and wide you've been.
We've been up to Scotland, just outside Aberdeen. We've been up there twice now. I'm in Cumbria over Christmas. As high as the country goes and as wide as it goes, that's where we'll go.
So you've got Tracy, your wife, with you, who goes with you to these farms. Tracy, how have you been finding it?
I love it. It's great fun. It's great that we work together. We enjoy what we do. Getting rid of our own sheep was quite hard, and we had a few cows as well. That was quite tough, and my chickens actually. I miss them a great deal, but it's lovely looking after everybody else's.
Margaret says most livestock owners struggle to get away, even for a weekend.
You can't really stay away at night because everything wants feeding, and of course we've got the dogs and the chickens. They're quite hands-on. It's lovely to find somebody like Tracy and Nathan that can actually come, and you know that they're going to take care of everything.
That report from Bob Hockenhull. Now, we've been exploring the world of rare and native livestock breeds all this week, and they don't come much rarer than the ancient cattle of Wales. And yes, that is a breed. There are only around 200 of them left. Earlier this year, they were added to the Rare Breed Survival Trust Watchlist. And now the Ancient Cattle of Wales Society is on the case, trying to reverse the decline in numbers by promoting the breed. Marie-Claire Carey-Jones has been to meet the Society's Joint Secretary, Jessie Stevens, and her herd of ancient cattle in Monmouthshire.
These are this year's calves. We've got a full pedigree herd and then a foundation herd. So the cows are 50-50, and then we're breeding them up basically to diversify bloodlines.
And they're making a great noise here. Your husband's just brought the tractor in and dropped a bale of silage for them.
Yeah, so we brought them a bale of silage just basically to get them all in and all in the same place. And they do chat and say hello. She's the matriarch, so she is very chatty.
So why did you want ancient Welsh cattle?
They're hardy in the winter. You know, we run a herd of 35 outside, and they have a bale a day, bale of silage, no supplementary feed, nothing else, and they've maintained fantastic condition. They look like belted Galloway, so we've got belted Welsh Blacks. They're bigger, they're taller, and the main thing is their feet. So their feet are like dinner plates. So whilst they will sink, as any animal will in boggy ground, they don't poach. So not last winter, but the winter before, when it rained solidly for 8 months, they were outside all year, and we still had grass.
And we're looking at them now, and as you said, most of them are that belted, so they're black with the white sort of belt around them. But some of these are also white, but these cattle come in a huge range of colours.
So you've got the belted Welsh Black, you have coloured Welsh, which is generally a red, and it's a very sort of rusty red. It's quite a vibrant red, and that can be just a red, or it can have the belt as well. You've got the Welsh White, which is a white animal with either black or red points, so they can either have and they can have sort of some mottling and spots and things on their shoulders. And then you can have lineback. There's very few of those, I think maybe 2 alive at the moment, so there's all sorts of different colours, which is fantastic.
And you mentioned you have 2 herds here running together. One is the pedigree, one's mixed breed.
Yeah.
That might sound unusual to someone.
We have had to bring in new blood, but that new blood isn't just any breed, it's the Welsh Black. So it is, if you go right back, it's historically the same breed, way back. In that sense, that's the way we can breed up and we can increase the numbers, but it's a long, slow process, so it takes 6 generations. 10 years' time, we will have a fully pedigree herd. So our new bull is actually the original bull from our pedigree herd. He was a calf when we bought the herd, and he went somewhere else to another breeder for a couple of years, and now he's coming back to us. And so he's currently having semen collection done to build up a gene bank. So that'll be embryo harvesting and semen collection. So there aren't many bulls alive at the moment. So we're desperately trying to sort of harness what we have got so that we can try and up the numbers, really.
That's Jessie Stevens. We've got more native breed cattle coming up on Radio 4 this weekend. And if, like me, you are a fan of brilliant belted Galloways that were mentioned in that report just there, you'll want to join me on the Galloway coast on Sunday, when I'll be hearing why belty numbers are booming. That's in On Your Farm this Sunday morning, 6:30 sharp, and any time after that on BBC Sounds. Farmers who keep cattle, like belted Galloways and those ancient cattle of Wales, rely on small abattoirs, but they're increasingly few and far between. Just 50 left in England slaughtering cattle and 27 working with sheep. Farmer and industry groups have been campaigning to secure their future, arguing that they're essential for the supply of local, traceable and higher welfare meat. Last year, we heard from sheep farmer Graham Botley in the Yorkshire Dales, and he told us why his business would struggle when his local abattoir closed.
The nearest abattoirs to me are either over the Pennines, which are about an hour and a quarter away, or I think Moulton, which is an hour or so the other way. Because I tend to be taking 1 or 2 or 3 sheep at a time, taking 1 sheep on an hour and a quarter, hour and a half drive in a trailer, and then the following day doing another hour and a half drive to pick up the carcass and another hour and a half bring it back. It's not really feasible in terms of time, economies, and it's not good for animal welfare either.
Well, now the Food Standards Agency has taken the first steps in a process that could improve the survival chances of small abattoirs, like the one that Graham used. The agency has agreed to a public consultation on the fees that it takes from them. Abattoirs are charged by the FSA for their official vets and meat hygiene inspectors who monitor food safety and animal welfare. The smallest abattoirs already get a 90% discount, but under the new system being proposed, that reduction would benefit more businesses. Dr. Jason Aldis is the Executive Director of the Association of Independent Meat Suppliers. He gave me his reaction to the consultation.
The FSA costs are extraordinarily high and unacceptably high. So trying to apply a discount to something that's extremely expensive is a little bit disingenuous. So we have been asking the FSA to restructure so that the cost of delivery is considerably less. Therefore, they don't then need a bureaucratic and overly complicated discount structure.
Well, the FSA would say that it is critical to have official vets, meat hygiene inspectors checking that food safety and animal welfare standards in abattoirs are met. You know, it keeps consumers safe, it upholds trust in the meat industry. It's critical, isn't it?
No, it's the meat industry that provides the consumer protective measures. We're not satisfied with the level of services provided by the Food Standards Agency, and it's particularly in the small premises which have extremely high standards, as our whole industry does. And so we see a gross level of bureaucratic oversight that is not necessary. The industry is extremely proud of the product that it produces, both from small and from large.
You've taken out a judicial review, haven't you, over these fees. What do you hope to achieve?
They're overcharging the industry, they're expensive, bureaucratic, and they're charging huge overheads onto a very, very beleaguered industry and providing a service that, frankly, is not worthy of the cost that it's been charged at.
And so where are you up to with that then? You've taken out a judicial review. Where are you up to with it?
We've got permission to carry out the judicial review, so the court will hear that in April next year.
And is your interpretation of the scene really that the whole system needs overhauling?
It really does. The trouble we've got is that meat inspection that's currently delivered is based on 120-year-old science and activity. It's outdated, outmoded, and doesn't deliver any form of consumer protective measure. What it is it's a quality control measure that the industry does anyway. The vets are very, very helpful in terms of the structure of the industry, in terms of supporting the industry for animal welfare standards. But what we need is real change within the FSA, which is bureaucratic and overly cumbersome in terms of the way that it delivers its functions.
You see, people would say that if the industry did all of the monitoring, did all of the checks themselves, you would just be marking your own homework, wouldn't you? There needs to be a different body that comes in to do that.
I'm more than happy with that. I have nothing to hide. No, what we want is an effective regulatory regime that provides third-party audit through using competent personnel.
How important would you say small abattoirs are to the meat industry?
They're critical. The small operations really support the local agri-livestock centres from an animal welfare perspective, food miles, absolutely critical.
That's Dr. Jason Aldis from the Association of Independent Meat Suppliers. The chair of the FSA, Professor Susan Jebb, told us in a statement, our vets and meat inspectors carry out essential checks required by law so consumers and trading partners trust our meat is safe, supporting a British meat industry worth £10 billion. The FSA has proposed reforms to the way we support abattoirs, focusing more financial support on smaller businesses to make the cost of regulation fairer across abattoirs of different sizes and providing better value for the public. We'll consult on the proposals in the spring. And that's all from us for today. I'm Kaz Graham. The producer was Sally Challoner. And Farming Today is a BBC Audio Bristol production.